Okay, hello. I welcome to my channel. Once again, this is Demitokwe, and today I'll be going through one of the first in the series of how to. So the how to today is getting started with Appium, using Android mobile phone connection, right? So yeah, Appium, as we all know, is open source. I have it written down here on my Medium page, which of course is going to be attached to this video when you happen to watch it on my YouTube page. So I have Appium as an open source used for UI automation, mostly for mobile softwares, Android mobile softwares, and iOS mobile softwares. So in this tutorial, we'll be exploring its use with Android mobile phone. So first off, before we start, the first thing you have to do is to set your Java home. So all of this, I've attached a link to it. So set up your Java home. Of course, you don't set up your Java home without installing your Java. So make sure you install Java and then you set your Java home environment variable. Then you do the same for Android. Download Android Studio and set your Android home here. Then the next thing will be to install Node, right? So just download Node here, download Node.js LTS, and then install it. And of course, you can also install through your command line, right? Let's go on. So we have download and install Appium. So you can use the Appium desktop or you use the Appium command line. So I have the two links here. So this is the Appium command line. Of course, you have installed your node, which is like your node package manager. npm is your node package manager, right? So since it exists on your system, you can just use it to directly install your Appium npm i dash dash location global Appium, and then that's it. So once you install your Appium, let me go back to this document. You can also use the Appium desktop for those that love to see graphical interface, right? And so you come here, I've done all the work for you by adding all these URLs here. So you come here and you pick whichever Windows OS, whichever operating system you are using. And so for this tutorial, it is Windows OS, right? So you pick the executable and then you download and then you install. Okay. Now, once you have all of that installed, the next thing or the next set of issues you'll be facing, which you might have issues with, is what? Setting up your Android Studio and setting up your SDK manager and platform tools and emulator. And so we will start. I will show you all of this, and then you also download your Appium inspector, all right, and then run this. So I will start from here. Download Node.js. I've downloaded it, but just for the sake of this class, I will do it again. Okay, and so I have my Node.js here. Go to the directory where you have installed your Node.js and then install, right? Okay, and then you follow through. I've installed it already, so I'm just going to click cancel here because it already exists on my system. Okay, that is one of the steps to, apart from the prerequisite. This ones are the previous ones are prerequisite. So this now, number one, is the first step to do. Now install Appium. Let me also go to, I think I prefer to use the command line. So I think I opened Appium earlier, right? So you come here and you install Appium. So let's do this. Go to your git bash. Okay, so if you don't have git bash, that's another thing. If you don't have git bash, please try as much as possible to install git bash. In case you don't know, git bash. Okay, so just say git download git bash. Of course, for Windows. Okay, and so you can just I think it's the first one. Okay, yeah, for Windows. So that's it. After doing that, now on your git bash, please paste this using your node package manager npm install. I've already installed this, so it will probably just tell me that it already exists. Let's see. Since my network is slow, but we can wait. Okay, so while that is going on, for the Android Studio, let me click on the link here. We have the Android Studio download, right? This is the download page. So make sure to download your Android Studio. I have it already downloaded on my system, so I can just launch it for you. Look at it here. Now, please check it very well. Check it very well before you download. Okay. There are different versions and platform. So Windows 64 bits, Mac, this, that. Go through it and download. Or you can just download straight off here the updated version. Okay. Now let me go back to. Okay, this one is still trying to install, right? Okay, we'll wait for it. All right. While you have downloaded your Android Studio, you can open it. I'll look for my Android Studio now. Android Studio. Okay. Now your Android Studio has SDK. It's SDK Manager. And let me come here. There is a need for platform tools also. Let me see. Is this one fully? Okay, now look at what I'm saying. Look at what I'm saying. Can you see? It says that it is already downloaded. I mean, change the package in 2 minutes. Blah blah blah. So I have it already installed. So I have my node my Appium installed now. And now I'm trying to launch my Android Studio. And the use of emulator is for when you are not holding your physical mobile phone, you can actually access mobile phones that are emulator, all right? I mean, that looks like, more your physical phones. They are actually phones too, but they are virtual, right? So they are virtual devices. So you need your emulator to be able to access virtual devices. Okay, now I said platform tools. Where's my platform tools? Okay, so I have my platform tools. The reason you need your platform tools is because of ADB and fast reboot of your application. So somehow you need your platform tools and your SDK manager. Your SDK manager manages your applications, different SDKs on the app, and your platform tool manages your devices, right? So you need them. So you can come here to the download and pick for whichever operating system. This is Windows. So you click on Windows and then you download, right? Okay, great. Now you open your Android Studio. This appears to have been opened before now. So what I will do now is I'm going to close it. Yes, I'll close it and launch again. Android Studio. Make sure to follow all these steps one after the other. Okay. Since this is an out video, it's supposed to be short. It's not supposed to be that long. So I will try as much as possible to be fast, to make this pretty fast. Okay. I guess it's because I've opened a project here before. Anyway, for you to access your, in case you are a first timer, okay, it's even bringing it out, device manager. But in case you do not know how to access it, you can just search it out. SDK. Your SDK manager, you can search it out here and then it will bring it out. Now, when you install and you open your SDK manager, you will see SDK platform, SDK tools, SDK update sites, right? Now, what you will do is you install maybe one of the Androids, whichever one you want to install, and also make sure you install the version of the Android you have on your mobile phone. Okay, I think for this tutorial I have Android 11, but I wanted to install one more Android, so I installed 14.0. But at least you need to have your current Android version. Then we have the SDK tools, talking about the SDK command line, the emulator and all of that. Now look at this Android SDK platform tool. So you can get your SDK platform tool from your Android Studio, or you can download it directly the way we downloaded it and then import the file into the Android Studio IDE. But whichever method you use, make sure that your Android Studio and your Android SDK platform tool is selected here and selected as and installed, please. Installed, not just selected, installed. Okay. So then I think that's it. I mean, that's the essence of the Android Studio anyway, to ensure that you have all of this installed, because you will not be using the Android Studio to code your application. I think you can use any of Eclipse or IntelliJ. So this is just so you have your platform tools, the SDK manager, and your devices being properly managed. That's the essence of the Android Studio for you, for you, since you are not an Android developer. Okay, so we have, okay, right? No, that is the SDK manager. Now for the device manager, you will see it on this angle of your application. I have device manager listing the devices that are currently present. The emulator I installed the other time, if you remember, is a cake kind of emulator. So it will be showing here. Let's go back to my SDK manager. Okay. My SDK manager, you remember I downloaded an emulator. Look at it here. Of course. Can you see? Good. So and I downloaded I am an Android OS upside down cake. Okay. Now look at it, upside down cake. So I have the Android that I downloaded. It is here. So if I want to make use of an Android emulator, I can just make use of this. Okay, you can read more about this, please. But for the sake of this tutorial, we are not using a virtual device. We are making use of a physical phone, right? So if your physical phone is connected, it's going to show here too on this list. Right now, it is not connected. When we get there, you will find it on this list. Now, I said the other time that we needed the platform tools because of ADB. Where is it? ADB and fast reboot. Okay. Okay. Now let's go back. Where did we stop? We stop at number 2. Set up SDK manager, platform tools, emulator, and so on. That's all about the Android Studio. I said, or you can exclude emulator since you'll be using a physical mobile device. Then number 3, install Appium Inspector. Now, this is where the gist gets hotter. So we have the Appium Inspector. So this is where you can download it depending on your version. This is Windows OS. So you download, which one are you going to download? Oh. Okay, show all 6. So when you show all, I guess you'll be able to see the one you will download. Okay, so this is it here. So you download and then you install, right? Now, the essence of the Appium Inspector is so that you can be able to access your application on your phone, because what you want to test is a software application that is installed on your phone. So you want to be able to access your software on your phone, right? And you also want to be able to write automated codes that will be able to pick elements on that application if you know what UI automation is all about. So Appium Inspector will allow you to have that view. Okay. Now let's see how Appium Inspector look like. I downloaded it, I've installed it. I will just search it out here and say Appium Inspector. Appium Inspector. Okay. So we're going to really start the hands-on part here. So you have your Appium Inspector downloaded. Now let me keep reading. There is also what Appium Doctor. Appium Doctor is just a command that you run on your command line. Okay. See, this is how Appium Inspector look like. This is the interface. All right. Now, Appium Doctor. What Appium Doctor does is to help you run through all the setups on your system and see if you are ready for Appium automation. All right, it will check your system variables, the parts. All right, the Java home part, Android home part. It checks all of this. All right, and see if you are ready. Okay, so let's run this Appium Doctor and so you could see what I'm saying. I've put an example here. You run it on your bash. So I have your command line, whichever one you use. Let me close this. So it's the Appium Doctor. So Appium Doctor, look at it here. I don't know the funny language this thing is using anyway, but the fact that you see it's green shows that the part is correct. It will diagnose, it's a diagnostic for necessary dependencies, all the dependencies you need, okay, for Appium to function correctly on your system. So I have some truth issues here. So I have Appium Doctor having Node version this, Android home, Java home, everything is well set. My ADB is present, being everything is well set, right? Everything is well set. Okay, everything is well set. Then sorry, which makes me go back to this makes me go back to my number 3. Okay, so we've done number 3. Yeah, my number 3, Appium Inspector. Now, for Appium Inspector to work, you have to set capability, right? Now, for you to read more about capability, you can click on this link on your Appium Inspector. Meanwhile, let's go to this link and see how Appium Inspector works. So this is Appium Inspector interface. Sorry. I mean, I can't stop this recording. I'm almost done. So I need to just round it up. So I have configuring and starting a session, right? This is how it looks like, just like what I showed you. But for you to start using it, you have to configure it. This part is very important. So we have a platform called Android and the automation name called UI Automator 2, right? It comes with Appium. And then for you to launch the session, you have to set the parameters correctly. Now, let me go to
mic off. Mic on.
Now let me go to our Appium Inspector. Here's my Appium Inspector. I thought I opened it. Okay. Okay, so while that is opening, we can as well just go through this site. Okay. Go through this site. You see that the platform name is what? Android. The automation name is what? UI Automator. So how do you know that? The first way for you to know that all this information is correct, this Appium app activity is just by default. It shows the Appium setting on your Android device. It automatically launches it to show the session connection on your device. So you can change this. It comes from Appium directly, the app package and the app activity. come.android.setting, come.android.setting, right? So these are just default setting, right? So it's just to show that your mobile phone is connected to Appium. Okay, now I wanted to show you something. While we wait for Appium Inspector to open, go to your Git bash and start your Appium server. How do you start Appium server? You just type Appium. So when Appium opens, you will see, yeah, that's the essence of using this command line thing. You just see what everything that is happening, right? So we have attempted to load driver UI Automator 2, requiring driver this. This driver has been loaded successfully. Now, can you now see the host IP that you can use? Host IP address. Look at this. Let me scroll up. Scroll up. Remote host, remote port, remote path. Right? Look at this very well. What do we have? Look at it. 127.0.0.1 port 4723. Those are default URL and default ports. By the way, for some Appium, they have different remote paths. For some Appium, they have different remote paths, especially the old Appium. But if you are using Appium 2, which you can also check here to check your Appium version, this Appium is 2, right? The one I'm using currently is Appium 2, so you do not need the slash wd/up for your remote path. In case you might see some text or some materials that will say /wd/up. So depending on your Appium version, all right, you don't have to put /up. This version does not require that. What this version requires is what you can see here already. You can access this by inputting the remote host and the port, and then / you put / on the remote path. All right, That's the way you can set up your connection string. I mean your session. Okay. Now, where do you start this session? You start this session on your Appium inspector. So back to Appium inspector. I have this here already. I have port 4723 remote path slash. Now, for capability setting, I already set some capability here, but just note that if you want to set capability, you come to the capability builder, all right, and you enter. What will you enter again? Come here. Do we enter platform name, text, Android? When you enter it here, it shows here. Let me show you. Platform. Okay, I think I opened this thing twice. Okay. See, platform name, text, Android. Look at it here. Okay. So you keep writing, it will come here. Now, the next thing on that you will see is what? Appium Automation name UI Automator 2. Please be careful of the spelling. Okay. Appium Automation name text UI Automator 2. Is it spelled that way? Appium Automation name. Appium Automation name UI Automator 2. The next thing is app package. Okay. App package com.android.settings. Okay. App package. Remember, I told you could click on here, on this link here, to view our capabilities documentation look like. All right. Look at it. It will open now. Just look at it here, directly from Appium. Okay. So you have your browser name, your browser version, platform name, app device name. I mean, what does all of this mean? It has been explained in this documentation. So we have your app package. What's our app package again? com.android.settings. com.android.settings. Okay. So it shows there. What's the next thing? I think that's the last. App activity. com.android.settings.capital settings. Okay. App activity. So we have com.android.settings. Right. Settings. Your Automator 2 automation name. Let's see. Automation name. Your Automator 2. Okay. It seems everything is right. So leave this as it is. You cannot start a session until you connect your mobile phone. So let's leave this as it is. You can save. Oh, by the way, save as. Once you click on save as, you put the name there. I'm not saving this because I already saved it here before now. So I just showed us how you enter it, right? Now, so what you do is connect your mobile device. Okay, so I'm going to connect. So how do you do the mobile device part? Go to settings, go to developer options, and then from developer options, click on enable USB debugging. Okay. I'm still trying to connect my phone. So for you to know that your mobile phone is connected and available, okay? For you to know that your mobile phone is connected and available, what do you do? You can go to your Android Studio, or you can even check here. But let me go to Android Studio. Android Studio. I thought it was open. It's closed. Okay, it's open. So you go to your Android Studio. See, it's already showing that it is connected. Once you enable USB debugging, right, you will see the name there. Okay, the name of your mobile device. Hold on, let me check. Developer options. That's where you go to. Then you go to enable USB debugging, and then you come here and type ADB devices. Mind you, you can do this on the normal command line on your bash too. So this will show the number of devices that you have attached to this that you have attached to your device manager, right? So I have connected this device through USB debugging, and now it carries a device name, right? A device ID, sorry, a device ID. And then we also have the device name here. Okay, and now the device ID. So this automatically shows that your phone is connected and it is ready for testing. Okay, I think my USB, I'm connecting the USB through another port manager, so it's like it's shaking. Hopefully it works for this period. Okay, now the next thing is, where is our inspector? Let me close this. I need to see my inspector. I have so many things here. So inspector, let me launch it again just in case. Remember to save your capability next time, please. I didn't save the other one, but I think I have one saved there already. Okay, so this is the same capability we had earlier, right? Android automation name UI Automator 2, app package this, app activity this, right? Now that you have your mobile phone connected, you can just click on start session. Also check that your remote host is the same, your remote port is this, your remote part is here, right? Now this is how you connect. Make sure your USB port is working well and it's connected. Okay. Good. So now you can see my device. I will try to open to where you're supposed to see your USB debugging. Okay. Look at it. Yeah, let me refresh this. Refresh. I'm currently showing you USB debugging, so you should see it. See USB debugging. So you go to developer options and say USB debugging. On a normal day, if you have an app installed, what you will do is you just go to that app. Look at this. Let me show you. Refresh again. So you perform an action, then you refresh, then it will show. Perform an action on your phone, then come here and refresh, then it will display here. Okay. So currently this is the display on my phone. So just imagine I want to go to First Mobile. That's what's the name? First banking app. I'm opening it already. So when it opens here, okay, see, you will see something now. Okay, so of course, this is how you perform, this is how you go about your testing. Okay, we can capture this particular screen. Let me look for another app, because some app have disabled interaction with some important screens. Okay, let me see what else I can use. Okay, I think I have a test app on this phone which I was not even aware of. Okay, yeah, good. This one should do. Refresh. So I've opened a test app called, is it Tracker? Okay, good. So this my friends, is a sample app. And then from here, you can start picking elements, how you inspect when you're working with other softwares like Selenium and all of that. All right. So this tutorial does not cover that part. All this tutorial covers is how to get started with Appium and your Android phone. So right now I'm closing this tutorial. Please make sure to add your comments. Make sure to do this on your own. I've been able to put important links. All right. I'll be able to add important links to this document here. I will put the Medium link. I will add it to this YouTube video. So right. Thank you for watching and see you next time.